And we're live with this fight, light, PJ in the background, but nobody acting. All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Disc
Bites
and Life. Make sure you go ahead and click like,
subscribe,
and share. Share with your friends. Share with your enemies.
grandmothers, aunts, uncles.
Grandmothers can be your friend and your enemy all in the same package.
Can't happen.
Especially if you grew up in an old Southern home with grandma with switches.
Or flip flops.
And I see PJ shuddering in the back. I mean, he's from North Kakalaki. He got the hickory switch once or twice or 5 times.
Try to explain North Kakalaki to people.
North Carolina?
It's North Kakalaki.
North Kakalaki.
Just in case people don't know.
Who doesn't know that?
Probably people in the north.
Oh. Do we have... Hey, if you're from the north and you're watching this episode, go ahead and comment where you're at.
Thumbs up it.
All right, so this episode, I think we really wanted to hit kind of on the sponsorship world. Like, because you sponsor people,
right.
I sponsor people.
Local pro.
Right.
And I'm also sponsored by people.
Local pro.
So I think it'd probably be a pretty good episode. And me and you had kind of talked about this before, but it'd be kind of a good idea. Just like, hey, this is, what we're looking for out of like people
right.
that we sponsor, and what players should be looking for, competitive people in general, right. What they should be asking for.
And for those that are watching, like, how do I become
local pro?
Right.
Like, if you are approaching me as someone that owns a shop that does bicycling sponsorship and disc golf sponsorship, like, what am I looking for to give my
local pro?
Yeah, be it a discount, be it an
right.
ambassadorship, be it sponsorship of some type. Yeah.
So I'll jump off on this one starting out because I don't sponsor. I'm not as wide range of a sponsorship as you are, because my sponsorship that I offer, I'm not looking for players right now, but I do disc golf sponsorships. I have a handful of players that are on local pros. Definitely local pros on my team for the Chain Monster team. And so for my competitors, a lot of it's what I'm looking for out of my competitors is it's really branding, right? So like, I don't manufacture discs, I don't make discs,
right.
I'm not there sewing all of our shirts together and doing all that kind of stuff.
Not going to Betsy Ross it?
Not going to Betsy Ross it, but we are a branding company, okay. Right? So Chain Monster itself, the logo, all of that is a brand, and it's something that I've come up with, and myself personally. And, obviously my wife's jumped on board and everything else, and she helps a lot on the back end for that kind of stuff as well.
But your brand is more of a lifestyle, too.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
And that's what I was going to get at. So that's really a lot more of what Chain Monster is about. We're not necessarily disc golf exclusive, right? Because it's a clothing brand, not a
right.
We don't make bikes, we don't make discs. You don't have to throw our discs. You don't have to. Yeah, I mean, you can wear this jersey going to the movies, wherever else. I mean, you can wear it while you're playing a tournament, so that's more of our deal. So,
what about bowling? Can you wear it while bowling?
It's pretty competitive.
That's actually the only sport I'm against.
I mean, the theme you have, the theme of the jersey would match bowling shoes.
It really would match
bowling shoes.
Dude, you know what? Actually, looking at this, if you showed up in the bowling alley, just all glowing up on glow night or whatever, it'd probably come out pretty sweet.
Second, hold on. Music. I'm hearing.
Yep.
Alexa. Pause.
There we go.
Perfect. Not editing that out.
So, anyways, that's a lot of what I'm looking for my players, just to represent.
Right.
Just the brand. Like, hey, these shirts feel great. We love these hats. We, the chalk bags I use, which I go through. That's only one of I don't make my chalk bags. But shout out Ace Bags, Joe and Christy. They're a local company to Florida.
Ocala, I think.
No, more Mount Dora area.
Okay. Right.
So they make those bags, and I utilize them for that. And so I'm looking for my competitors to, really kind of pump that brand out.
Right.
So that's what I'm about. And like I said, mine's more disc golf, not exclusive, but more on that side. So
Right.
for you, it's a little bit different.
Yeah, I mean, for us, we're using it as a promotion ship for the shop. So anyone that we're looking for, that be it bike or in the disc golf world, like, it's the tags, it's the hashtags, it's this. Like,
Right.
hey, we're out.
Right.
We're racing this. Like, we have, for the mountain bike side right now, it's a lot of like more of the ambassadorship side.
Mm-hmm.
So where someone's going to go out, race on a bike product, because that's the one thing too. As a shop, we have multiple brands that we work with. We have Shortlist, Scott, Orbea, Rebel bikes. I want my racers to feel comfortable in what they race on, so
Right.
I'm not going to make them, hey, you have to race this.
You have to race with a Scott. or you
Right,
have to
exactly.
race
Yeah.
with
We
a
want you to
Rebel.
race on what you're happy with.
Right.
So, we want them to represent the shop and what we can offer, what our,
Well, but them racing with those bikes, that's good branding for you, though,
Correct.
because you deal with those companies.
Right, exactly,
Right,
yeah.
okay,
Because
yeah.
that's even like one of the weird things that as us as a brand for a bike shop, most bike shops put, kind of like how every disc golf company has their stamp on a thing. Most bike shops will put a sticker or a brand like, hey, XYZ bike shop sold you this.
Right.
I learned like 10 years ago, out of the 13 we've been around, I stopped putting stickers on my bikes of what bike shop you bought this at. Because I want my racers, my riders, even my consumers that are buying bikes from us, for people to go, hey, I saw that bike you're on.
Where did you
Where'd you get it from?
Yeah.
And that's a big statement where someone's stopping you on the
Right,
trail.
because if they see the sticker, they may just,
Fly by and like, hey, I've kind of heard about them or whatnot.
or even say, I don't remember that, and,
Right.
and then forget and leave.
Right,
and
yeah.
not
So
ask.
so our guys on the biking side, like, we really want you to represent, kind of the lifestyle of our shop, because how we are. We're not pretentious. We're laid back.
Very
we
family oriented.
family oriented. We want to be competitive. We
Right.
want to have fun. That's
Right.
the biggest thing. The moment this is no longer fun, then we're out.
Right.
So yeah, we appreciate when our cyclists are out there racing. They're tagging us in their stuff. They're tagging us on their training rides or where they're at. That means a lot, because that's a lot of followership on that side. On the disc golf side, same thing, because we don't ever really want to make anyone. You like your brands, I like my brands.
Right.
PJ likes his stuff that he likes to throw.
Right.
A lot
Yeah,
of people.
you have to only throw Innova or Discraft
or Prodigy
We're
or
kind of a
whatever,
big,
right,
big.
right.
I was going to say
Right,
big Prodigy
right,
town.
Yeah, like I'm a big Prodigy nut.
Right.
Right. And I'm probably I have only one disc that I throw out of both my bags that's
Right.
not a Prodigy disc.
Versus me being AGL and Gateway.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but if someone that we're sponsoring through here, the shop right now, yeah, we don't have, say, clothing branding
Right.
at the moment right now. That's something that I'm actually looking into doing more for that side. But we want people to go, hey, we go to Leroy's because, they listen to us because I want this, and
Right.
this one. They helped us get into the sport, or they helped me keep growing in the sport.
Right.
And that's where we look at stuff. Yeah, I mean, and how we do stuff, like on the disc golf side, we're a lot more of that grassroots or ambassadorship program.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're small enough to where I can't say I can pay everyone's entry fees.
Right.
But the way I look at it is, hey, you can come in, you're at this level, you get to buy in at this level, to stock the bag the way you feel like you need to play at.
Right.
Right. So, we kind of did that a little bit before COVID when we were starting the Leroy Street Team
Yeah.
idea. That was with a partnership with a brand, but now I feel like, as a shop itself, I want people to be, hey, this is my mid-range company, this is my driver company, this is my putter
Right.
company. I want them to represent themselves as best as possible and bringing us along for the ride because we're helping them go.
Right. Which that's actually, I think, kind of an important thing there for people to look into too, as well, when they're going to shop around, if you will, for sponsors.
Right.
Somebody that they want to be picked up by or whatever else is, unless in the disc golf world, unless you're kind of top tier, you're not going to get like the big money contracts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there's not necessarily, in my mind, a point of being one brand specific.
Right.
I only throw Discraft.
Yeah. I mean,
if you can pick up a sponsor, like a retail sponsor,
Right.
like Leroy's Bike Works or something like that, or Infinite Disc.
That's right. Or 1010 or
right.
yeah.
Then you get to throw what you want.
Right.
So
yeah,
I
and
mean,
you look at the pros this weekend. Like, look at all the announcements that came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With all the there's There was major
Shake
shifts
up.
in
Yeah.
in contracting for the 2024 season,
Right.
for sure. Which people move based
It's
off of
normal,
those
yeah.
top tier players,
Right,
anyways.
right. And for some of them, it's going to be a good growth for some of those players. But I feel as the smaller guys that are playing the smaller tournaments with the smaller purses, as a sponsorship idea, same thing in the bicycling world with the smaller amount of money, because we're in two sports that globally is big,
Right.
but it's the hardest to grow in,
Right.
because we're not going to be the next Paul Macbeth, and you're talking like out of how many players are playing disc golf, in the state of Florida. How many pros are actually
Local pro.
making money in the state of Florida?
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
The same thing in cycling world, and for like that, the Florida State Championship mountain bike. Yeah, if you're at that pro tier level in the state of Florida,
Local pro.
you're talking 30 cyclists maybe in the mountain bike range.
Right.
30 cyclists that are competing for the top 5 that get a paycheck
Right.
at the end
yeah,
of each race.
Yeah.
That's a tough group to get into.
And you're talking like 5 or 10 out of disc golfers
Right.
out of Florida.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a hard thing. So I really feel like sponsorship, that the way that we approach stuff is more this grassroots ambassadorship thing, is really going to help people grow the sport.
Yeah.
And if you like the way I feel like disc golf should try to do a little bit more, maybe grow the base.
Yeah.
Build that base really strong.
So it's kind of a double-sided thing then, right? Or not a double-sided thing. It's kind of coincides with each other. So for what you're looking for is what players in both the bike world and the disc golf world should be doing if they're looking to try to get picked up, right? So what I'm looking for is people that aren't on the team that are going, hey man, have y'all checked out the new Chain Monster hat or shirt or shorts or these tags or disc or whatever?
Yep.
And I'm looking at the people that are really, they're really about the brand.
Right.
Their attitude is more towards it, not just because they know me or we're friends or whatever else. It's do you have that Chain Monster kind of mentality? So that's what I'm looking for.
Right.
When I see people, really representing and stuff like that.
Yeah. Or we're looking like, grow the family, grow the experience,
Right.
grow the sport, which is a lot of the same similarities, because, the biking side, I don't know what entry fees in disc golf kind of vary too, but, the average race.
Depends on the contract.
Right. Well, no, I'm talking about entry fees.
Oh, injury. Oh,
entry
I thought
fees,
you
yeah.
said injury fees.
No,
Like
injuries,
the
yeah.
medical bills.
No,
Like-
I injure myself daily.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll get Kevin Kiefer on here and find out what it
Yeah,
costs for that
how
knee
is that
surgery.
knee going there, buddy? Yeah. Hashtag Kiefer. Love you.
Kevin Kiefer the third.
The third, yes. And look, that's definitely something to bring in. He is a growing person in the
Yeah,
sport.
he's a great talent.
Yeah.
Young, got a lot of potential.
Yeah. Him and his wife. I think his wife is MVP.
Stacy, she's a touring pro as well, and she's top of her field as well.
And for him, he's in a tough field, being with the guys, and he's got a ton of potential.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he had a setback with the knee last year, but I can see him this year getting stronger. We follow him on his post, so. Yeah.
So,
What do you look for?
there we go.
What do you look for to be sponsored from Leroy? What do you count on Leroy to
So
be a sponsor?
Good question.
It is a good question. So me and Leroy's relationship is a little bit different than most, I would say. Just in the sense of, in the beginning, my relationship with Leroy as far as sponsorship was, I got discounts on disc and everything else. That I got discounts on whatever I wanted, basically. So that part in itself was great, because then I could, when I wasn't brand specific, I could order whatever I wanted. I could ask, if it wasn't on the shelves, I could ask Leroy, hey, next time you make an order with Discraft, can you order, I need 5 cranks.
Right.
And he would order cranks for me.
Or
And so
now
then-
with your new sponsorship with AGL and
Right, and so
Gateway.
and he still orders AGL and Gateway, my new sponsors. Love those guys
G1.
dearly. Yeah, G1 from Gateway has become my new favorite driver.
If I could
But so
only have one.
in the beginning, that was kind of our arrangement, and I just brought awareness to the bike shop, trying to really drive customers to, hey, buy local, buy the shop, you get to put your hands on the disc and everything else, and that worked out well. But then it turned into we've grown together
In multiple directions.
and yeah, well, I'm actually going the other direction
You are going the
now,
other way.
so.
Yeah.
But we've grown together in the disc golf side of the shop as far as building the inventory and everything else. And so now I help with vendoring events with Leroy. I've done some on my own. Leroy's done one while I competed.
Right.
We're about to flip flop doing that here in a couple
6
months.
weeks? Yeah.
6 weeks, yeah, a
Yeah.
couple months, 2, 3, 4, 8 weeks. Who knows? Leroy does. And so, I help on that end now. So now our relationship has progressed to now we're building Leroy's brand in the shop brand as well. And so for me, it's an investment into my future is how I view it. So now it's, the discount's a whole lot better. You put a timer up like I could see it. Yeah.
It's a black screen.
It's a black
There you go.
the black spot. So
You got 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Oh, shenanigans. So, but it's been more of like a partnership. Of
Yeah.
helping you grow.
and it's grown
right.
into that.
Yeah, watching you where you wanted Chain Monster from 2 years ago to what
Right.
it is now, to where you've now launched that store, you're now getting the brand more out there,
Right.
and in the hope we're getting that stuff on our shelves to help grow that and support that a lot more, and then, there's other future talks that you and I have had about
Yeah.
growing other opportunities, like,
Yeah.
the one that we've been
Well,
doing.
and that's why I say like ours is a little bit different
Yeah, that's why I said
than
partnership.
most places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Leroy, for you, say a brand wants to sponsor Leroy's bike shop, like any of the brands that you sell.
Sure. Yeah.
Is that a sponsorship type of thing through them, or is that just
So
you sell our brand and we get the money?
So for us, because I'm a business, it's not really a sponsorship. I'm really going to call it more of the ambassadorship. So, case in point, like muck off products that we use in the cycling world. We use
Yeah,
the
we
glue.
really got to be careful how we say
I said muck off.
local pro.
For those that don't know, that's the new bleep. So, muck off, which is a British company, we have,
yeah, it is.
well, we have an ambassadorship pretty much through them. One of my best friends is JT. We go to events with them. We partner up with stuff.
Yeah.
If we're trying to do a fundraiser, they donate stuff to us. And the disc golf side, I'd say it's kind of that same thing in that ambassadorship, like what we did a few weeks ago
Right.
with the fundraiser, where
Right.
Discraft and Prodigy stepped up and they donated.
Yeah.
They
but
donated
ton of stuff. Ton of stuff for
$400
everybody.
worth of product pretty easily
Yeah.
to help grow the base is the way to look at it. So I'm not going to say the shop gets sponsored. I'm going to say it's really more of ambassadorship because they see and follow what we do. Because
they help us, we help them.
right. And I was going to say, like, this is where it really is big for us, using the social media, using what we're doing
Right.
now with this podcast, really trying to launch what we can offer and do a little bit more. And they follow that stuff.
Yeah.
Like today I'll put out a small reference, like, tagging Discraft with that new release of the new disc that's coming
Right.
out in 3 days. That's going to get a lot of following on
Yeah.
that type of stuff.
So I guess the moral of the story on this whole deal really is for if you're looking for sponsorship, and that's more of what we've been talking about, right? It's
Yeah,
like if you're looking to get sponsored or whatever else,
You got to build that relationship.
you got to build that relationship. Step one. Step two, you gotta be about whoever it is you're looking at. You got to be about what they're about.
Well-
you got to get on board with that. I would say 3 is start sharing their stuff and
Right.
like really trying to get their stuff out there.
Well, I go back to your 2 real quick.
Yeah.
But you got to be honest to yourself. Like
Yeah.
what you post, what
Don't
you perceive yourself,
right.
don't
Make
be-
it original.
Don't be fake.
Yeah, I agree
don't
with
try,
that 100%.
Don't try to get the likes. Don't try to get.
Yeah.
Be like, because I'll be honest, as someone that owns a business, I can see through that stuff.
Right.
Especially like with this weekend with all these new announcements.
Right. If somebody shares something, you just click share and then move on. Thanks for. I mean, it helps. It does, but it does help. Do that. But yes, you're right. Be original. Share the stuff. Be all about it.
The sharing helps, but it doesn't create a following.
Correct.
Right. Yeah.
You got to be original with the post. You got to say, hey, get behind this brand. And I would agree with that for sure. With that being said, if you're watching this, if you go ahead and hit like.
Or the subscribe bar.
Or the subscribe. If you're not subscribed at this point in time, I don't know why you keep watching. I mean.
Well, you're cute.
Oh, that's fair.
It's the hat changes.
It's the hat changes. Listen, I don't even think anybody knew about that.
I noticed.
And the shoe changes. I'm going to run out of money for this podcast just between my hats and shoes. Yo, Converse. If y'all want to keep me looking fresh, that'd be nice.
You're too short.
Too short?
Doesn't Nike own Converse?
Ooh, controversy.
Ooh. Do they?
I think so.
Can someone GPS
Converse is still its own entity, though. They may have an umbrella company. But anyways, like, share, subscribe. I'm Caleb with Chain Monster.
I'm Leroy with Leroy's Bike Works.
And I think for this episode, hopefully you learned something. If not, either way, deuces.
See you guys.
Are we recording this? All right.
This is good.